You can beat almost anyone at anything the moment you realize imperfect action beats perfect planning every single time. So in this video, I want to talk about something which is very close to my heart. It's the dragon that I still am fighting with every single day. So I'd like to start this video by sharing an essay with you by Stranger Sloop. It's an essay which I basically fall in love with. So here is basically a list of things that are not doing the thing. Stay with me. I promise you this is going to be really valuable. So preparing to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Scheduling time to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Telling people you're going to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Messaging friends who may or may not be doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Writing a banger tweet about how you're going to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on yourself for not doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on other people who have done the thing isn't doing the thing. Hating on the obstacles in the way of you doing the thing isn't doing the thing. Fantasizing about all the adoration you'll receive once you do the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading about how to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading about how other people do the thing isn't doing the thing. Reading this essay isn't doing the thing. The only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing. Now, the reason I love this essay is because it removes every single bullshit belief that we have about avoiding the main work. Like I promise you, you will find most perfect and most creative excuse for not doing the main work. You'll find the perfect reason to avoid the main work, and you will do everything which is not the main work, which is not the number one priority. So this is the problem we are going to talk about in this video. So I'm going to share my experience about this particular thing because this is this thing that I still struggle with and I'm fighting with. So I'm just going to share my experience on how I deal with this scenario. So let's get into that. Now, to understand this problem in depth, we need to understand that there are two kinds of people. There is a perfectionist and there is an action taker. The question that every single person asks on whether I should be a perfectionist or I should be an action taker. And most people advise them, be an action taker. And at some point, I agree to them, but I'm going to share a story of mine, which is my whole experience of life, to address this point on why there is no one answer to it. So be with me. You will get the clarity. So earlier in my life, when I was around 15 years old, so I was a pure action taker. Like I never read any book, I never watched any video, I never did any planning, I never did thinking. I was just pure action taker. And there is a reason for it. The reason is Dunning-Kruger effect, which basically means the less competent you are, the more confidence you have. I'll explain simply. Imagine this graph. On vertical side, we have competence. On horizontal side, we have competence. Competence basically just means the ability, the skill that you have to do the thing. Whatever the work you're doing, you have the ability to do it. Actual capability, not on the basis of your imagination, but on the basis of reality, on the basis of skills, on the basis of experience, on the basis of exposure. That is what competence is. So the Dunning-Kruger effect graph goes like this, which means when you are early, where we have no competence, your confidence is very high. That I can do the thing, and that was me. I was like, I can do anything. My confidence was like, I can beat Elon Musk like this. That was my confidence. And that is why I was a pure action taker, because my confidence was on the sky. Just to share the story, it was like the first thing I was doing was an offline coaching business where I would call teachers and students and I was like, just join them and make passive income. That was my kind of a business, but it was a bullshit idea, I know, for a 15-year-old. But the point was, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just taking actions. My advertising was really just putting posters on streets and all, doing all those stuff. And long story short, I did that thing and I got some calls and people were like, yeah, I will talk to you. And they just hung up on me. So I had no idea what I was doing. Which is why being an action taker gets you results. Being a perfectionist never get you results. But the point is, being alone an action taker is also not going to work. So you have to learn skills. You have to be competent enough to make your action worth the outcome that you want. So when I was taking action and doing all those stuff, I realized nothing is working out for me. Like I'm taking action, but nothing is working out for me. And that's when I realized, oh, I need to learn stuff because I'm doing things on the basis of my own thinking. And my thinking is fucked up. I have no experience of life. I have nothing. So I need to learn from people who have done it. That's where I go from being an action taker to just being a perfectionist, which means planning, analyzing, strategizing, thinking, and not doing the mean work. That was the stage where I switched from this to this. So there is this 16-year-old who's just reading all self-help books, reading business books, watching videos, but doing nothing. That was me for, I guess, few months. In school, I used to read business books rather than my traditional books, whatever. But the point was, I learned some kind of stuff from those books, but never executed on that. Nothing. I was doing nothing. So, which is why being an action taker is never going to get you results because you don't know what you're doing. Being a perfectionist alone is never going to get you results because you're not doing anything. So, what is the answer then? The answer is you need to become both at some level. Like at some level, you need to become a perfectionist and you need to basically take massive actions. You need both. That's just how it works. And the moment I had this realization was when I find these two books, Offers and Leads. That's when I realized, and that was the combination of both things when I realized I'm going to develop skills, which means I'm going to be perfectionist in my skills, and I'm going to execute, period. So to share my learnings of the past 3 years, everything, literally everything that I've learned, like this is what I've got, which is solve one specific problem, which means you provide one value, one service to one specific market that has purchasing power on one channel until you make $1 million. Which means you find something people value, then you need to solve two other problems, which is you have to stick to it even if it sucks, because the only people with the perfect business model are the ones who haven't started yet. And you have to realize that the grass is never greener on the other side. If you just can do this, you can literally win at anything. Like this is what my belief is, and this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm like, I don't need to focus on any other thing, just one specific thing. And if I do this, everything is going to change. Just do the one thing. So to conclude the video, you don't be a perfectionist, you don't be action taker, you have to become both at some level in life. You develop skill, you build confidence, and you take action. It's a loop. The more action you take, the more skills you'll get. The more skills you'll get, the more action you'll take. It's a loop. And you have to follow this loop for years. That's how you win at anything.